final year and we all wanted to go to a trip. But we don't know who will sponsor that trip. My friend said, "Your dad is an ATM, no?" Yeah, he is an ATM. But not anytime money, anytime murder. Whenever I am going to ask him, he is going to murder me. But my uncle is a ATM. We'll ask my uncle. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and friends. So we cooked up a story. My uncle is one person who never said no to me in his entire life. So I was happy about it. So he is the one person who is going to give me whatever I asked for. So I went to my uncle and I said, "Uncle, I need some money, uncle." "Why, what happened?" "My friend Suresh got admitted in the hospital." "What happened to him?" "He's suffering from a disease called Shawshank Redemption." "Oh, I never heard of it. What is that?" "It's a disease which comes because of high stress on mind and body, because of the exam fever, which spoils liver forever. But if you don't mind, and if you are kind, you can help him. Remember, uncle, we make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. Give me 10,000. Make his life." My uncle, by the time I completed my performance, it was an Oscar-winning performance. My uncle was in tears. He kept his hand in his pocket. I thought he's giving 10,000. He took out a hanky and wiped it. I looked at my uncle and said, "Come on, please be hurry up because he's admitted in the hospital." He said, "Which hospital?" I said, "Hyderabad Central." "That's a shopping mall." "No. Actually, it's the same person who started the shopping mall, started this hospital. It doesn't matter whether he's in Hyderabad Central or Mumbai Central. But he is dying. Please bring money." So he rushed inside, brought 10,000 rupees and gave it to me. I took that, and while I was leaving, he asked me a question. "Did you tell your dad?" Now this was the question which I didn't want to hear. I looked at him and said, "You know how sensitive my dad is. Please don't tell him. He's going to die. Please, I'll come back." And then I left. Oh man, I love my uncle. Seriously, I love my uncle. As we all sat in the car and we were on our way to trip, I remember all those good things about my uncle over the years. He used to come to my place when I was a kid and he used to say, "You know what is in this?" I used to like, "What is that, uncle?" And he used to say, "Nutrient chocolate!" And I had to take the chocolate and run it. That Nutrient chocolate today became 10,000 rupees. My uncle did not change. My wishes list, that range has grown. For anything, he was my savior. There was an incident as a kid when I was in school. I punched my friend's nose because he stole my sharpener. So next day, my uncle was ready with a rose to meet my headmistress. And he was the one who saved me. As I remember all these things in that car, a smile came on my face. And there was one more incident which I very fondly remember. I flunked in one of the engineering exams and I closed the door, eating in my room, and all my parents, friends, relatives are shouting out at the other end of the door. They were, "Come on, open the door." And from inside, I called my uncle to come. By the time he came, I opened the door and said angrily, if you don't stop abusing me, I am going to commit suicide." My dad, very practical person, looked at me and said, "Okay sir, do one thing. Tell me the spelling of suicide, I am going to leave." My uncle put his arm around me and said, "That's easy. Son, tell the spelling." I smiled at my uncle and said, "SUESIDE. My uncle removed the hand as we got electric shock and said, "How much is scored in English?" 34. Well, that was the incident which I would never forget. Because my uncle stopped my dad literally from hitting me, and then the way he helped me to pass in that exam, I would never forget. I got 77 marks in the exam which I wrote for the English paper, and the passion test which I am writing now is a gift given by my uncle. As I remember this incident, a smile came on my face and a call on my mobile. It was my dad. So halfway through the trip, we came back to our place. We came back to our place not because my dad was angry, but because my uncle died of a heart stroke. As I came back home, his dead body was lying on the floor. I sat beside him. All the thoughts, memories breathed through my mind. I remember, I just realized that all that receiving which I got over the years is going to stop forever. I'm not going to receive anything else. He gave me money, but I couldn't give it back. I never gave it back. I never bothered to give anything in my life. Probably in all our lives, only when we stop receiving something, we know the value of giving. I think only when we continue this chain of giving, I think we can spread love, happiness and smiles in the world. It's in the way we give, we will design how to live. Mr. Rosman.